This Thursday morning, we're getting you all the updates on Cyclone Nivar, which made landfall late last night. Akshayanath is joining us from Cuddalore in Tamil Nadu, which received a lot of rainfall thanks to this cyclonic system. Gopikrishnan Unithan will be joining us in just a bit from Mamalapuram, one of the places close to where the cyclone made landfall. Nolan Pinto is also joining us live this morning. Before I go across to our reporters on the ground, I just want to give you very briefly all the developments that have happened. This is a very severe cyclonic storm, Nivar, that's weakened in fact into a severe cyclonic storm. It's crossed the coast near Puducherry, made landfall yesterday at 11:30 a.m. and crossed the Tamil Nadu and Puducherry coast around 2:30 a.m. with an estimated wind speed of 120 to 130 kilometers per hour. Puducherry and Cuddalore received the highest rainfall till 1:30 a.m. this morning. Flight operations at the Chennai International Airport have been suspended. All roads leading to Marina Beach to Besant Nagar Beach, they've been closed temporarily. 13 Tamil Nadu districts, including Chennai, will have a public holiday today. People have been strictly told not to venture outside, specifically near the beaches. 25 NDRF teams have been deployed. 22 teams are on standby to assist areas, to assist people who've been affected because of the cyclone.
It's around 3 a.m. in Puducherry, and what we are seeing here is intense rainfall and heavy winds hitting the city, and this situation is going to continue for the next 2 to 3 hours. We are being told that people in the low-lying areas are being evacuated and moved to better places in the relief camps. The situation is getting very tense here. We can see in Puducherry city itself, where I'm standing, there is water logging. There's a stream of water which is running around in the street, and this situation will continue because the last couple of hours intense rainfall has been lashing this union territory, and things are not seeming to be fine. Winds at a speed of around 120 to 145 kilometers per hour are to hit the coast, and this situation will only intensify. We have been seeing that relief operation vehicles have been moving in and out of this region. Situation is very tense in Puducherry, and we have to wait and watch as to what kind of destruction Cyclone Nivar has caused to the city. With camera person Daniel from Puducherry, this is Akshayanath for India Today.
Well, it's the middle of the night as of now, and we are in Pondi Bazaar of Chennai. In fact, this is the main shopping area for the people living in Chennai. Well-maintained, clean, beautiful roads, and you have trees lined up on either side. However, after 11 o'clock, that is when the process of landfall began, and as of now, according to the IMD, the center of the cyclone has actually hit the coast somewhere near Puducherry. And this is what is happening over here in Chennai. And this is what we are noticing, that branches, in fact, have actually fallen. They've actually faced the brunt of the heavy and winds that Chennai has faced because of the cyclone for the past entire day almost. And this is what is happening now. It starts to rain, it stops to rain, it drizzles, it stops. For some time there is absolutely no rain. For the next 10 minutes, it's pouring cats and dogs. So this is the situation as of now in Chennai. But thankfully, the police are patrolling the road, making sure that nobody comes out, steps out in the interest of their own safety. And well, so as of now, we just have to wait for the next 24 odd hours for things to return back to normal so that people can once more get out and get going with their lives. With video journalist Divyan, this is Nolan Pinto for India Today in Chennai.
And let me take this across to our reporters on the ground to give you a sense of really what the impact of this very severe cyclonic storm has been in places. Akshayanath joining us live from Cuddalore. Gopikrishnan Unithan is also joining us this morning from Mamalapuram on the outskirts of Chennai. We have Nolan Pinto joining us live from Chennai as well. Akshaya, to you first. It's been a long night for all of you. You've been getting us all the latest updates. What do you see on the ground? Minimal impact or maximum impact?
Well, Akshita, the many places in Puducherry that I'm currently at, we're seeing that they're very flood-like situation, and there are a lot of trees which have been uprooted, electric poles which have been uprooted. At present, we're seeing that government officials, SDRF, NDRF are undergoing the relief measures wherein they're cutting trees and removing, fallen hoardings, and that is the scene that we're seeing in most of Puducherry. In fact, a sad news is that water has been logged in most localities, including the surroundings of Chief Minister V. Narayanaswamy's residence as well. The entire scene here was really bad, Akshita. Though this very severe cyclone had weakened into a severe cyclonic storm, the wind speeds were still around 120 to 130 kilometers per hour is what the IMD had reported, and as per that we'd seen that it was gushing winds all through nights. We could hear the howling of the wind all along, and also the streets were like streams where water was flowing, but thankfully most roads are cleared, because Puducherry is a coastal area and most of the water goes into the sea, so in that way it has reduced. But then the warning is that even all through today there will be heavy rainfall, and because of that people have been requested to stay indoor. Though Section 144, which was announced, has come to an end as of now, people have been asked to maintain caution and ensure that they remain in safety. And secondly, Akshita, in Cuddalore, we see that Cuddalore has also received very, very intense rainfall all through night, and around 224 millimeters of rain was received in Cuddalore district, which is the highest amongst all, including Puducherry. So, even there the situation is tense, and very close to Puducherry was where the landfall had happened, and now all the fishing communities which have been taken into relief camp, we'll have to see how kind of devastation has happened in those regions, but as of now we know that relief operations are still underway, Akshita. The complete assessment and complete detail of the devastations will be known only later in the day.
Okay, Akshay, stay with me. Before I take this across to Gopi Krishna Unitan, who's joining us from Mamallapuram, Nolan Pinto is getting us also the latest updates. Nolan, just give me a sense of where you are. You've been up all night telling us really what the situation has been in Chennai. Do you see a lot of damage? Because I understand that corporation officials have been doing rounds through the night, ensuring that any tree fall incidents are immediately addressed.
Well, good morning, Akshita. In fact, I am now at the very famous Marina Beach, and it is blowing over here. You can just see my jacket. I mean, you won't be able to stand here without being pushed. In fact, all through my journey, right from where we are to the Marina Beach, we have noticed basically branches on the ground. But like you rightly stated, the corporation officials have done a fabulous job over here. They have used suction pumps or machines in order to help those areas which are inundated. Not much though as of today. And those places where trees have fallen or branches have fallen, they have actually picked them up, made sure that nothing is on the ground. So that's what is actually happening. But this is your first view, in fact, for any channel at the Marina Beach. We have managed to actually come and stand on the beach itself. The waves activity, Akshita, is pretty much back to normal. It's just that you have this very, very strong winds. Could be about 100 odd kilometers. I need to close my mic and speak. But that's the situation over here. If not for the effects of these winds, it would be a very, very beautiful morning.
Okay, but we have to put out a word of caution. For Chennaiites watching this broadcast, do not try to make your way to Marina Beach, to Besant Nagar Beach. It's still dangerous. Winds, as you can see from Nolan's report, are still very, very high, very gusty winds in these locations. So please do not try to venture out and go to these beaches. Gopi Krishna Unitan getting us the latest updates from Mamallapuram. Gopi, yesterday when you were reporting for us, we could see that the wind speeds were picking up. There was a lot of, questions and doubts over whether that would lead to widespread damage where you are. What do you see around you?
Well, very good morning, Akshita. In fact, it's really interesting to see that the wind speeds have reduced considerably. Because the reason why I'm saying so is I'm considering the wind speed with what I was experiencing last evening. So if my camera person can just show you, it's just around that normal breeze that is blowing across Mahabalipuram, and the NDRF and the local administration has swung themselves into action right away. Immediately at the daybreak, they have swung themselves into action, and I could actually see these people trying to clear the trees from the roads. And very fortunately, there were actually very little damage in most parts of Mahabalipuram is what I could see, because even the NDRF personnel were telling us they had only 3 reports of tree fall, and that was and that did not cause much damage either. These trees were just simply they would have been uprooted and they would have fallen onto the roads. So the NDRF team had very little task at their hands in the morning of removing these trees. So even now, even as I'm speaking, the wind speed is not as high as it is in Puducherry or Chennai. It's around a moderate is what I can sense from here. And if the situation continues like this, I think Mahabalipuram is going to see through this cyclone without a major problem.
Let's hope it remains that way. But as far as Chennai is concerned, Nolan, I'd like to come back to you. There are some places where waterlogging has been reported. Places like Velichery, which is the usual culprit, you've got waterlogging. There, Nadu, there are some reports of the lake water being released and thereby creating some inundation. So there are some places where heavy rains, more than the winds, has really caused a problem.
Absolutely, Akshita. In fact, areas such as Ashok Nagar, KK Nagar, so you're talking about areas in around Guindy. This is what I saw yesterday also, and this is the information I've received as of now, that the water logging inundation is still over there. That's because of the water level rise in the Adyar River. But yesterday it was 1,000 cusecs odd. What we are told is that the officials have increased that a bit, but they've very clearly stated that this time around, unlike 2015, they are keeping track to make sure that people do not suffer. Those nightmarish experiences that people experienced in 2015 will not repeat. Furthermore, they've also evacuated all those people who are lying on the basically low-lying areas on either sides of the Adyar River banks to rescue centers. So all these steps have been taken by the local officials over here. But still, many areas inundated. Work is going on. People have been rescued. People have been shifted to safer places. But work, and again, if it does not rain today, because it's not raining since quite early in the morning, then things should get much better in the next few hours, Akshita.
Okay, still very windy where you are, Nolan, so please be safe. There are some reports that are coming in of waterlogging in some parts of Chennai. As Nolan pointed out, places like Ashok Nagar, KK Nagar, Velichery, some parts, low-lying areas close to the Adyar River, because remember that water from Chembrabakam has also been released. But in all, absolutely no reason to panic, and there's no question of comparing it to 2015. Things very much under control. The administration also has been very, very proactive in ensuring that everything is under control and that there is no extreme waterlogging or no extreme impact felt of this cyclone. Gopi, back to where you are. I saw also a lot of NDRF teams present there already. I've lost that connection with Gopi. I want to go across to Akshay Nath. Akshay, perhaps there was a lot of talk about North Puducherry facing the brunt of this cyclonic storm, and we understand that yesterday itself power was cut, all those precautionary steps were taken. Has power been restored? What really are locals talking about? Are they suffering because of the cyclone?
Well, yes, certainly, Akshita. You can see, I can just show you around. We're seeing that one gentleman is fixing his local tea shop. This is a place in Puducherry where most localites come and stand. And you can also see that waterlogging is still there in most parts. Little by little, the water is getting cleared. We're seeing that officials in different parts are trying to suck out the water from these regions. And also, interestingly, there have been many trees that have fallen down, so that is also being removed and taken away. So we're seeing here that branches of trees as well as building blocks that have fallen down have been cleared into one area, and that will also be removed soon by officials, is what we're given to inform. But we're seeing puddles of water being logged every few meters, and that is one thing that was seen after intense rainfall started in Puducherry. Roads were getting flooded, and we were seeing that there was a lot of water logging here and there. And in fact, even the Chief Minister's residence, we are being told, has been surrounded by water. So there is a lot of activity still going on, because Puducherry was part of where the eye of the storm had entered, Akshita, and that means that the most intense winds would have gushed into these regions. And in fact, we have to remember last night the entire place was howling with winds, as well as there was heavy rains lashing all across Puducherry. It has received more than 222 millimeters of rain in a single 24-hour period. So, Puducherry has had a major effect. We'll have to wait and watch to completely assess the situation. But most fishing hamlets have been evacuated, is what we have been told
What's the forecast, Akshaya? What's the forecast for the next 24 hours?
Well, Akshita, the rains are going to continue for at least the 26th of November. That is today. The rains will continue, is what we're being told. But the intensity of the cyclone had reduced from a very severe cyclone to a severe cyclone. And because of that, the wind speed also reduced to 120 to 130 range. And we're seeing that even after that, there was severe, falling of trees, electric poles, and all those items which are capable of falling while when heavy wind is there, and hoardings and all those things. So after that, we're being told that for the next 24 hours there will be mild to very heavy rainfall in most of the coastal region, and that would mean that most of the people who are in the affected areas will have to wait further for more than 24 hours to get back to their residences and get back to normalcy. But if there are no rains today, if the rains are intermittent and very less, then it's happy news for people in Puducherry, Akshita.
Yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed, Akshaya. It remains this way, that it's minimal damage that's been reported so far in Puducherry as well as Chennai and all the other districts that have been affected by this cyclone, and that we hope it stays that way. The Met Department very, very clearly saying that it's not over yet. We must remain cautious, must remain alert. And for all the people of Tamil Nadu who are watching this broadcast, yes, we've weathered the worst of it, but there is still the heavy rain that will continue as per the Met Department. So let's remain cautious at this point. I'd like to thank all our reporters for joining us. They've been staying up through the night, getting you all the latest updates on the cyclone. At this point, definitely looks like things are very much under control, but the Met Department has said that for the next 24 hours, the rains will continue. There are legends, and then there was Diego Maradona. Unfortunately, for the rest of our lives, we will have to say that Maradona was, because the Argentine great is no more following a cardiac arrest at his home. The world is in shock, reminiscing Maradona's exploits on the field.
Football legend Diego Maradona is no more. One of the greatest sporting icon breathed his last aged 60. The World Cup winner was recently hospitalized and underwent brain surgery. The Argentine died from a heart attack just days after turning 60. Maradona won the 1986 World Cup with Argentina, in which he scored the famous Hand of God goal against England. The news of Maradona's demise sent shockwaves across the globe, and soon Twitter was flooded with tributes. Former Indian captain Sourav Ganguly tweeted, and I quote, "My hero no more. My mad genius, rest in peace. I watched football for you." Maradona made the beautiful game even more beautiful with his mastery on the pitch. Such was his greatness that many considered him as one of the greatest athletes to grace the sporting fields. Rest in peace, legend.
And let's revisit this conversation that we had with Diego Maradona back in 2017.
long due on India today for a long, long time, actually. He was supposed to come to Kolkata. We missed him, but finally we have got him. The greatest footballer to have played the game, somebody who in Kolkata love, because in 1986, he almost taught us how to admire football. The god of football in many ways, joining me in this very special broadcast, Diego Maradona. And did you tell him that we consider him the greatest footballer of all time?
Hay grandes jugadores. El caso de Messi, el caso de Ronaldo, el caso de Neymar, Mbappé, Dembélé. Hay jugadores muy buenos, pero que cada uno tiene una característica distinta. No es que hoy se puede comparar Zidane con Maradona, porque Zidane me llevaba a mí medio metro y donde yo podía entrar, Zidane no entraba.
Diego, in 1986, that second goal against England, we call it the goal of the century. Will he say that is the best ever that he has seen football and played football? Point number one. Second, day before yesterday, Cristiano Ronaldo has made the comment after he won the Ballon d'Or that he is the greatest. How does somebody of his caliber, who we consider the greatest, react to that?
Cristiano Ronaldo se vende muy bien. A mí me daría vergüenza decir que yo soy el mejor jugador del mundo. Pero de todas maneras Cristiano es un gran futbolista y tenemos que agradecerle por su entrega en el campo. Pero no creo que sea el mejor del mundo. No creo que sea el mejor de todos. No lo creo.
Sobre el segundo gol.
Y sobre el segundo gol con la mano, yo lo desafío a Cristiano a ver si hace uno mejor.
He is the best player of history.
Normal.
You know,
Here and this guy.
and this guy.
Yeah.
Fine. So all he needs to do to close the interview is kick this ball and show me something. That's all.
Você pode solamente...
And just do that.
No, esto es muy difícil. Esto es muy difícil. Es que los años no pasan para todos. Los años no pasan para todos.
On that note, thank you so much. That was absolutely brilliant. We had a very little time, but with the legend, that's enough. The greatest footballer to have ever played the game. On that note, thank you once again for watching. Thank you, Diego Maradona. Thank you, Edu. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.